The Red Sea is on fire. Drones in the sky, missiles from the coast. What began as a grassroots movement of Zaidi Shia rebels in the early 2000s has now become a heavily armed parliamentary empire, controlling large swaths of Yemen and operating like a state within a state. They're backed by Iran, who supplies them with money, training, ballistic missiles, and drones. They're emboldened by Russian technology, with reports suggesting satellite targeting data and weapons flows have reached Houthi hands from Moscow's black channels. Now the U.S. Navy has answered. A-18 Super Hornets are in the air, and they're carrying the most advanced bomb America has ever built. It started in silence. Merchant ships, cargo giants, oil tankers, trade vessels began disappearing from radar in the Red Sea, one of the world's most vital arteries for global trade. Then came the smoke, with missiles raining down without warning. Houthi drones launched from Yemen's coastal mountains, slamming into ships carrying food, oil, electronics, striking the entire global economy. Over 300 attacks since 2023. Over 100 ships attacked and 2 vessels sunk. The Houthis, an Iran-backed militant group rooted in Yemen's long civil war, claimed responsibility. Analysts warned they could escalate, striking oil fields in Saudi Arabia, UAE, or even attempting long-range attacks on U.S. bases in the region. And in early 2025, the United States Air Force launched precision airstrikes deep into Houthi territory. Drones, fighters, Navy destroyers. The full weight of the American arsenal fell on Houthi launch pads, radar systems, command centers, and drone factories. And now the game changer is coming. The U.S. Navy's flying hammer, the Super Hornet, equipped with one of the most advanced glide bombs ever created. The GBU-53B Stormbreaker, also known as the Small Diameter Bomb 2, has now entered operational combat. For the first time, we've seen it loaded onto the U.S. Navy FA-18EF Super Hornets aboard the USS Harry S. Truman, ready for strike missions over Yemen. It's a signal that the United States is deploying its smartest, most versatile airdrop weapon in an active combat zone, and trusting the Navy Super Hornets to deliver it. The Stormbreaker uses a tri-mode guidance system that combines imaging infrared, millimeter wave radar, and semi-active laser homing. It tracks moving vehicles, penetrates bad weather, or at night sees through smoke, rain, sandstorms, and combat haze. Each bomb can glide for up to 69 miles away, searching for targets. It can lock onto moving vehicles at 45 miles. It adapts mid-air trajectory with real-time updates from the aircraft, updating and striking with surgical precision. With a weight of just 204 pounds and a compact design, the Stormbreaker allows a single aircraft to carry multiple bombs. The Super Hornet can fly into the battle space with a full payload. It can carry up to 7 GBU-53B Stormbreaker bombs under current configurations, usually mounted on 2 BRU-61A smart racks, each holding 3 bombs, plus potentially 1 on a center line or wing pylon. The U.S. Air Force has tested Stormbreaker bombs with the F-15E Strike Eagle. It has more pylons and can handle more weight, up to 28 Stormbreakers. The F-35 will eventually carry 8 internally and up to 16 with external pylons in Block 4 upgrade. Now that the same lethal package is in the hands of naval aviators, the Super Hornet's rugged frame, digital systems, and deep combat history make it the ideal platform for precision strikes, especially in a high-tempo campaign like the one unfolding in Yemen. America's campaign against the Houthis has seen the deployment of a deadly mix of standoff and direct strike munitions like AGM-154 Joint Standoff Weapon, gliding long-range strikes with pinpoint GPS accuracy. AGM-84HK SLAM-ER extended-range missiles capable of deep strikes on command nodes and bunkers. AGM-88E AARGM advanced anti-radiation missiles designed to take down enemy radar systems. JDAMs, the battle-proven backbone of U.S. air-to-ground firepower. Each one plays a role, and in the chaos of recent warfare, the U.S. Air Force makes anticipated upgrades for Super Hornet to become unstoppable. The A-18 Super Hornet was already one of the most reliable, lethal, and battle-tested jets in naval history. But now it's gaining new eyes, new brains, new weapons, and soon, a laser weapon. The Super Hornet's Block 3 upgrade package is turning this sea-based warrior into a digitally fused, networked, and hardened striked aircraft designed for 21st century threats. First of all, it'll have a large area display, LED. Think of it as a panoramic battlefield window. Gives pilots complete situational control with a swipe of a finger access. Also, the Tactical Targeting Network Technology, TTNT, and Distributed Targeting Processor Network, DTP-N, upgrades the jet's brain, making it faster, sharper, and better connected to every friendly asset in the sky, on land, and at sea. And not the last, an extended airframe life from 6,000 to 10,000 hours ensures that this beast keeps flying through the 2030s and maybe beyond. But the story doesn't end there. These three upgrades are what turn the Super Hornet into a next-gen beast. With targeting precision becoming more important than brute force, the Super Hornet has received a major vision upgrade, the Lightning Advanced Targeting Pod. This pod turns the A-18 into a long-range hunter, able to laser designate targets, track movements, and engage even in adverse visibility. It replaces the older FLIR system with crystal clear imaging, tighter laser focus, and smarter digital targeting. Even when paired with the new Stormbreaker glide bombs, it creates a strike combo that's fast, flexible, and impossible to outrun. In an age of radar locks and electronic chaos, the Navy is reinforcing the Super Hornet's electronic warfare systems. In partnership with RTX and L3 Harris Technologies, new countermeasure suites are being built to jam enemy radars, spoof missile locks, and disrupt the digital eyes of any adversary. These enhancements make the Super Hornet more than a shooter and make it a guardian for its carrier group and allied fighters. The U.S. Air Force's Lance program has already delivered a compact airborne laser prototype, one small enough to fit on a tactical fighter that opens a new possibility. Laser-equipped FA-18 Super Hornets defending U.S. carrier groups from the very threats the Houthis are now launching across the Red Sea. The Houthis have mastered asymmetric air warfare, launching waves of cheap drones and cruise missiles at commercial ships, naval vessels, and even U.S. warships. These are weapons designed to overwhelm. And while traditional missiles like SM-2s and evolved Sea Sparrow missiles are effective, they're expensive. It's a bad trade. $2 million missiles to shoot down a $2,000 drone. But a laser? It costs pennies per shot. It never runs out of ammo. As long as the jet can generate power, it hits at speeds of light, instant, untraceable, impossible to evade. The Super Hornet equipped with a laser could fly above the Red Sea and burn down drones in mid-flight, slice through cruise missiles, and defend carrier groups without depleting its missiles. Even just one aircraft with a working laser becomes a floating shield for everything below. If you're wondering how it all comes together, the Super Hornet's new power begins right here with the vision of Laser Interceptor. A carrier strike group sails through contested waters. A swarm of drones launches from Yemen's coast, 15, maybe 20, headed toward a tanker and its U.S. Navy escort. The call goes out. 2 Super Hornets lift off from the deck of a nuclear carrier. Each one carries Stormbreaker bombs, an upgraded electronic warfare pod, and more important, a laser weapon mounted under the fuselage. As the swarm climbs into radar range, jammers flicker, then the lasers engage. In less than 3 seconds, 4 drones vanish in silent white flashes. No noise, no smoke, no warning. The Hornet banks, tracks another. The beam fires again, another hostile drops. No reloading, no waiting, just pure surgical light. This is the kind of battlefield no adversary is prepared for. The battlefield has changed, and so has the warplane. The F-18 Super Hornet, once a legend of carrier decks, now flies with next-gen weapons, digital eyes, and soon, maybe even a laser. The Stormbreaker bomb is just the beginning, and if you think the U.S. is done upgrading, you haven't seen anything yet. By the time they do, it would be a game over. The F-18 Super Hornet would be unstoppable. And to see this happen, you just need to subscribe to the Front Cost channel and give our video a like. So do that now, and thanks for watching.